Good morning. This is Rashad Mitchell. Come to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, the week that was college football history in review, the 1961 college football season. Now I'm on week 4 of October 14th, 1961. But there was a game that was played before October 14th, 1961. It was on October 13th, 1961, on a Friday where Colorado beat Miami 9-7. Outplayed Colorado, used first quarter 15-yard penalty and fourth quarter fumble recovery to his advantage in building 9-0 lead. After Miami was called for roughing penalty on a punt in first quarter, Buffaloes moved out of deep hole to first down at their own 20-yard line. So Colorado quarterback Gail Wiedner then hit passes of 23, 21 yards, and before fullback Lauren Schwinniger, Schwinniger, Schwinniger plunged over from 1 yard line on for 6-0 edge. Schwinniger. I hope I'm saying the fullback's name right. Lauren Schwinninger. 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 All right, he scored on a 1 yard over one from 1 yards out for a 6-0 edge. So Buffalo's end kicker Jerry Hillenbrand fell on a fumble in Miami territory in the fourth quarter and turned it into his own 37-yard field goal. Hurricanes scored with 4:44 left on quarterback John Bennett's 25-yard pass to end Bill Miller. Miami outgained Buffalo's 263 yards to 163 yards. Next, Penn State lost to Army 10-6. Badly beaten at Michigan previous week, Army rebounded with surprising poise and speed to upset Penn State. Versatile quarterback Joe Blackgrove, who had 40 yards rushing, one catch for 13 yards receiving, and two punt returns for 47 yards, was shifted to halfback to add more speed to wide running game and spark Cadets' offense with quick outside runs. The strategy the strategy helped enable his quarterback sub Dick Peterson to tally on 2-yard rollout touchdown run in second quarter score, coming on previously frustrated Army's fourth trip inside Nittany Lions 5-yard line. Now Penn State's quarterbacks like Pete Lisk, Don Com, failed on all 5 of their passes in the first half and finished with meager 66 yards passing on 5 of 19 passing. So with Black Knights in front 7-0 in the third quarter, Mount Nittany Lions' run game was energized and advanced from the 32-yard line to the Army 7-yard line. So Knights fullback linebacker George Pappas made end zone interceptions to halt that threat. When Peterson booted out to his 45-yard line, Penn State halfback Don Jonas lost the fumble to Black Knights defensive tackle Bill Hawkins to launch field goal drive. So when Cadets kicker Dick Hayde made 22-yard three-pointer 5 minutes into the fourth quarter, the Lions could counter only 16-yard touchdown pass by Lisk to Jonas. Columbia shut out Yale by a score of 11-0. Now the Yale Bulldogs entered this game with 11 straight wins. Columbia's backfield full of injuries meant promotion of obscure sophomore fullback defensive back Al Butts to the first team. Butts responded with second quarter touchdown run at end of 85-yard drive, extended by halfback Russ Warren's elusive run after catching quarterback Tom Vassal's fourth down pass. Now Butts enhanced his touchdown with 2-point run and picked off 2 passes to halt early Yale advances. Once Bulldogs' air game had proven inadequate, the Lions defense was able to mass at scrimmage line to effectively halt Yale fullbacks Ted Hard and Rich Niglio. In third quarter, Columbia stopped Yale on downs at its 25-yard line on guard Tony Day's fumble recovery at its 9-yard line. Next, North Carolina Tar Heels upset number 10 Maryland by a score of 14-8. So in College Park mud bath, the undefeated Maryland Terrapins was helpless to prevent North Carolina halfback Gib Carson, who had 27 carries for 100 yards and twice fumbling the ball into end zone, only to have Tar Heels come up with touchdown receptions to clinch upset win. Rugged line play on both sides forced each team's offense into multiple mistakes, as interceptions, 3 on each side, dotted first half score sheet, and fumbles again, 3 each, dominated second half. Now, North Carolina center linebacker Joe Craver recovered fumble at Terps' 19-yard line early in the third quarter, and Carson carried 5 straight plays but fumbled at 1-yard line. However, halfback Lenny Beck allegedly pounced on it for a touchdown. It was recoveries, the receptions. Probably, possibly. As far as the touchdown recoveries, probably was touchdown recoveries instead of touchdown receptions. All right, defensive back recovered Terrapin's fumble a few minutes later at the Maryland 16-yard line, and on 4th and 2 at the 8-yard line, Carson scurried to 1-yard line where he again was separated from ball, which wobbled on goal line for a moment before Hills quarterback Ray Farris beat Terrapin's tackle Walter Rock to recovery and 14-0 lead. Ace defensive end Gary Collins poised Maryland's touchdown with fumble recovery at University of North Carolina 33-yard line. Quarterback Dick Novak then passed 30 yards to Collins for Terps' only first down in the second half. And sophomore fullback Bob Burton bowled over from 3-yard line. In the scoreless fourth quarter, Maryland gained only 12 yards, and Tar Heels made 13 yards. Sophomore sensation Terps quarterback Dick Shiner failed to gain even single yard. Wake Forest beat Clemson by a score of 17-13. Trailing 7-3 at halftime, Wake Forest fashioned an upset on touchdown drive following second half kickoff, and halfback Alan White's 59-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. Clemson losing to Demi Deacons for the first time since 1949. Scored first on 14-yard second quarter touchdown pass from quarterback Jim Parker to end Tommy King after Parker's 26-yard connection with halfback Elmo Lamb. Mike Forest quarterback Chuck Rowley hit in Bill Hull on passes of 16 and 22 yards to produce third quarter drive after the kickoff. Now Riley hit in Bill Ruby with 11-yard touchdown that put the Deeks up 9-7. So White's long touchdown run over right tackle Jimmy Williams' block. Riley got up from extra point halftime position and tossed 2-point pass. It was Deacon's first 2-point success in 18 tries since the rule went into effect 4 years earlier. Eagles fullback Ron Scudetto closed scoring while plunging 2 yards for touchdown with 2:58 left in the fourth quarter. Victory ended Wake Forest's 7-game losing streak. Next, we got Georgia Tech shutting out Duke 21-0. Florida State Seminoles beat the Georgia Bulldogs by a score of 3-0. As the Seminoles tapped Georgia native sophomore kicker Doug Messer to knock through early 24-yard field goal to nip the discouraged Bulldogs for Florida State's second ever victory over SEC foe. Now we got the stiff breeze that blew Georgia quarterback punter Jake Say's first quarter punt into 14-yard pop-up to FSU 48-yard line. From there, Seminoles advanced to Bulldogs 8-yard line but had to settle for Messer's 3-pointer after Georgia guard Wally Williamson nailed State quarterback Eddie Feely for -6 yards while Feely attempted to pass. Now, except that halfback Keith Kinderman rushed for 101 yards on 22 carries. Florida State never much moved again, gaining only 63 yards in the second half. Georgia moved reasonably well thanks to quarterback Larry Rakestraw's 15 of 25, 144 yards interception passing, but came up painfully short on a sneak by Rakeshaw to within inches of the goal line in the third quarter. So with wind at their backs in the second quarter, Bulldogs gained 53 yards on exchange of punts, but kicker Dorward Pennington missed a 50-yard field goal try, first of his 2 long 3-point misses. Next, in a battle of 2 top 10 teams, number 5 Michigan State shut out number 6 Michigan 28-0. As the Spartans quarterback Pete Smith insisted on playing despite death of his father during previous week's game, Smith's pass for touchdown and his runs and passes set up 2 other touchdowns. But Michigan State gobbled up Wolverines halfback Benny McCray's early fumble to launch halfback Gary Ballman's touchdown run in the first quarter. Fullback George Sams soon made it 14-0 with scoring the run. But moments that doomed Michigan came on another 23-yard touchdown run by McCray. He failed to score from inside 1 yard line after 63 yards march after second half kickoff. Now, other than Wolverines' opening second half drive, the Spartans defense led by guards Dave Berman, George Azer, and linebacker Sames held Michigan to 113 yards. So that was the story for number 5 Michigan beating number 5 Michigan State beating number 6 Michigan 28-0. Michigan State, they were ranked number 5 in the country at the time. Michigan State was ranked number 5 and beat number 6 Michigan State. Beat number 6 Michigan 28-0. Next, Notre Dame, the number 18 in the country, shut out Southern California by a score of 30-0. After wins over Oklahoma, Purdue, and USC, the question on everyone's mind was Notre Dame was Notre Dame all the way back? Irish line led by guards Nick Bonaconti, Norv Roy, and tackle Joe Carollo completely dominated Trojans when Southern California star and Hal Betzel went out injured late in the second quarter. He joined halfback Willie Brown, and Trojans' passing attack went with them. Notre Dame rushed quarterback Bill Nelson into 77 yards and losses while trying to pass. So in game's opening 11 minutes, quarterback Darryl LaMonica circled right in for 12-yard touchdown and clicked on one of his rare passes for 17-yard touchdown to sophomore end Jim Kelly on 3rd and 3. Spark plug Notre Dame halfback Angelo DeBarrio raced 43 yards to set up a second quarter touchdown for 20-0 halftime lead. LaMonica sneaked for third quarter touchdown. The fullback kicker Joe Pekurski bombed a 49-yard field goal for Notre Dame's final points in the fourth quarter after halfback defensive back Frank Minnick's interception. So that was a question: was Notre Dame all the way back in Coach Joe Kaharich's third season? Well, the season as progresses, obviously, as I break down the recap of the season, we'll see if Notre Dame was back during the third season under the coach Joe Kaharich's tenure as a third season head coach of Notre Dame at that time. Next, number 4, Texas beat Oklahoma 28-7 in Dallas. Now, for the first time in Red River Border Series, one team left traditional sellout with undefeated record, and the other team was winless. Texas capitalized on block punt at 11-yard line that led to halfback James Saxton's 4-yard touchdown sweep in the first quarter. Interception fumble recovered to swamp beleaguered Oklahoma. Still, OU's feisty defense held Steers' offense to 272 yards, far below their 504 yards average, after failing to make any first downs in the first quarter. Texas moved 65 yards in the second quarter trip, highlighted by quarterback Mike Cotton's used to halfback Jack Collins and end Bob Moses and Cotton's fake pass 2-yard touchdown run. Now, the Longhorns' first unit played only 20 minutes and continued its profile jokingly, referred to as the starting team that may not earn its letters. Trailing 21-0 at halftime, the Sooners fell on Saxton's fumble on the third quarter kickoff on 31-yard line but failed to move, and Steers launched 73-yard drive to fullback Ray Poge's 5-yard touchdown run. Sooners fullback Phil Loman went 35 yards on a trap run to set up own 1-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. Upset took place when number 9 Baylor lost to Arkansas 23-13. While Arkansas defense pinched its flanks and rushed Bears passes, its offense sent Whippet halfbacks Lance Allworth and Paul Dudley wide to imprison Baylor defense for passing quarterbacks George McKinney and Billy Moore. Now, Hogs built 16-0 lead in the second quarter as each quarterback connected on touchdown pass that came Bears on wings of their quarterback tandem of Ronnie Stanley and Bobby Plott, as each quarterback hit Bobby Lane with scoring toss. So ahead 16-13 in the fourth quarter. Arkansas switched its attack to inside power for a 42-yard touchdown drive, ended with McKinney's 4-yard jump to touchdown to end Jimmy Collier. And finally, Rice beat Florida by a score of 19-10. Opportunistic Owls halfback defensive back kicker Butch Bloom kicked 2 field goals and picked off 2 Gator passes. Power runs of fullback Lynn Jackson sent Rice from behind for touchdowns in the second and fourth quarter. Now, halfback Lindy Infante scored a Florida touchdown in the third quarter from brief 10-9 edge, but third interception short circuited Gators' last bid while trailing 16-10 in the fourth quarter. So that concludes a look at the week that was, the games that were played on October 14th, 1961, including the game the day before, October 13th, 1961, between Colorado and Miami. So that was the story on that. Again, Michigan State. That was like the best game, like the showdown matchup of that week 4, October 14th, 1961 was Michigan State number 5 against Michigan number 6. Number 5 Michigan State against number 6 Michigan. Number 5 Michigan State beat number 6 Michigan by a score of 28-0. Number 5 Michigan State beat number 6 Michigan 28-0. So let's look at the AP poll. As a result of that, Michigan State was number 1 in the country. They shot up to number 1 after that win over Michigan. They were number 1 team in the country on October 16th. As the AP poll came out, Michigan State was number 1. Number 2 was Mississippi. Number 3, Texas. Number 4, Iowa. Number 5, Alabama. Number 6, Notre Dame. Number 7 was Ohio State. Number 8 was Georgia Tech. Number 9 was Colorado. Now, the number 10 spot was a tie between Arkansas and Louisiana State. So that's the end of. Look at the AP poll as October 16th was concerned. The top 10. So that concludes the look at the week that was, week 4, for October 14th, 1961, including the game was played on October 13th between Colorado and Miami on October 13th, 1961. Week number 4, I'll do a video of this magnitude tomorrow. Look at week 5, October 21st, 1961. As I continue to progress, looking at the recap of the 1961 college football season. Please like and subscribe to the channel. This is Rashad Mitchell. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.